Hey, how's it guys? Welcome to another episode of Big John's Hawaiian Adventures. And right now I am at Waimea Bay in search of these monster waves. Now I know I'm a little late in the game. Usually the peak happens during the last 2 weeks of December and the first 2 weeks of January. And right now we are in the beginning of February. So, you know, the waves are starting to kind of diminish as the months go on here. But we are still at a time where the waves can get quite big. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before that, you had the famous Ehukai competition that happened here, right here at Waimea Bay, where we're talking 40-foot waves, monster waves. And you might be wondering, well, John, how come you were not covering that? Well, there's a reason why I wasn't here at that time, because you see, when they have this competition, you have thousands of people gathering in this beach, and it is very hard to find a parking spot. It is very hard to find a visible view, and sometimes it can get quite chaotic. You know, if you talk to the locals, a lot of locals, they try to stay away from that. So there's a reason why when you go to those competitions you see a lot of visitors instead of the locals. The locals usually know better not to get close to these big waves, because people do get dragged in. Now today it's a lot quieter, as you can see. I'm one of the very few people on the beach, and definitely not going in, definitely not in these waters, but we're gonna go ahead and check out these monster waves. I got a zoom lens with me that I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna try to capture some of these courageous surfers catching these big waves. So come with me on another episode of Big John's Hawaiian Adventures. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go. So I'm just walking up the side of Waimea Bay right here so we can get a better view at these waves from above. And this is the first beach among many famous beaches known for surfing in winter time here in North Shore that we're going to visit today. And this beach, or this bay I should say, is particularly famous for the Ehukai competition, which I just mentioned was held 2 weeks ago right here, where the waves can get to a height of 40 feet or even higher, and I believe the minimum requirement is 30 feet for that competition to happen. So that just happened a couple of weeks ago, and I'm hoping here to catch some big waves today, and from up here we'll be able to get a nice view. So let me see if I can hop over this rail guard here and get a closer look. Check it out. Okay, so these big monster waves, they don't break off on shore, they break off at the entrance of the bay a little bit further out, particularly at that point right there. So let me go ahead and pull out my zoom lens, because my GoPro here is acting up, and see if I can get a closer view at these monster waves. right, guys, and we made it to Billabong's Pipe Masters Pipeline Surfing Competition here at the famous Banzai Pipeline at Ehukai Beach. And this is one of the most famous surfing competitions that is held here in the wintertime in North Shore. So let's go check it out. Alright, so the pipeline is just out here, as you can see, between these two buoys right here. This is where the Banzai Pipeline happens. If you guys see any dark patches underneath the water, those are all hardened lava formations. And when you get these big waves washing up at these hardened lava formations, it gives it a barrel roll effect, and the surfers rip right through that barrel roll.
You gotta surf, got a picture with Kelly. Oh yeah.
Be on the board. Yeah, and he needed to get on the board. That was 20 minutes of no waves yet. So that's... As you can see, they got the paramedics standing by, ready for action, just in case if one of these surfers wipe out on these monster waves.
Find his way out of that one back door, so two surfers out the door. One in right, one in back door, the same result. Barrel. Stand by for sports, last of red, last of white. Last way for real, 0.6. Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sound of the horn rounds out heat number 10. Stand by, heat 11, we're awaiting one more score, last of... It was a really close, it was a seesaw battle for all the way through, first, second, and third. Basically, what the seesaw machine, when you pull the lever, all the players were Galgo Gore flashing the first turn. Turn around.
本当ドキドキしちゃった。
Carlos Video, sorry.
With 7 minutes remaining. Ryan, you are still in first with 507. You now need a 607. 607. For the first, number one. Another boat from TV with the top of a wall stretched out. Time check. So there's 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes. Ryan Callahan is wide in first. Connor Robson red in second. Yago Goran in black in third. Yago either 3, 4, 5. A 3-4 in seat 11. Stand by. Last play for Yago. 073. 12. Hold position. Stand by for a countdown. B12. Stand by for score. Last of red, not in yet. 6th score, column. Combination good. And here he goes. And Robson, door just going to touch through that one. Just a bigger sense on the outside. 30 seconds remaining. Manoa Igarashi out of Japan. Big bombing turn. Down the line with a cover. Coming out. Yes! You know, the reason why we get these big waves here in wintertime is because in winter you have these ferocious storms off the coast of Alaska, and that's what generates the big waves over here. In the summertime, those waves dissipate and the water here in North Shore becomes very flat, very calm, almost like a swimming pool. If I were to bring you guys here in winter, you would say, John, are you sure we're at the same beach? That's how much of a difference it makes. So in the summertime, you actually get bigger waves in Waikiki Beach than you do here in North Shore. But in the winter, thanks to those ferocious storms off the coast of Alaska, you get some of the biggest waves on Earth, some of these monster waves here. In fact, between end of December and beginning of January, usually the waves here average in height around 15 to 20 feet. All right, and here we are at Sunset Beach. This is one of the 3 most famous beaches for these extreme monster waves that we get here in the winter time. And you'll see most of the surfers, they surf here at Sunset Beach on the right side. That's where you get the bigger waves. And then right next door you have Ehukai Beach, where the Banzai Pipeline is located. And that is where we were just at for the Billabong's Pipe Masters competition. And these are once again the most famous 3 beaches for these monster waves here in North Shore. Waimea Bay, where they have the Ehukai competition, and the Ehukai Beach, where the Banzai Pipeline is located, and Sunset Beach right over here. Now just keep in mind, the Ehukai is not held every year. It is only held when they have those record-breaking waves. The waves have to reach to a minimum height of 30 feet for that competition to happen. So it's not held every year, but it was just held 2 weeks ago. So the waves did get above 30 feet. And there it is. There are the famous 3 beaches in North Shore for these big waves. So if you guys want to see these big waves, once again, come here in the winter time, end of December, the last 2 weeks of December, or during the first 2 weeks of January. That's when the waves hit their max. Look at that. So out there you're looking at anywhere between 15 to 20 foot waves. Look at that. And there it is, guys, another episode of Big John's Wine Adventures. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. about the Billabong's Pipe Master Surfing Competition that is held here at the Banzai Pipeline at Ehukai Beach. And I hope you guys like and subscribe so that when I do upload more videos, more content about Hawaii, about Oahu, you guys will be the first to see it. So until the next episode, thank you so much. Mahalo nui loa and aloha.